good. Let's see. Put the trade plate in. Well, folks, we've just had a bit of a coffee break there, and we're running the car home from Sheffield. Collected it from the owner, and we'll get on our way. Although it looks like Dawn's just planted it and it's away, so oh no, she's being good. She's realised herself. She's letting the Arctic in, right in. She's letting the world in right now, like what the flip. There we go. Come on. Oh, we do have something hanging down underneath our car, I'll have to say it. So, we've picked this lovely MG ZTT wagon, a Tour, ZT Tour V6 up in Sheffield, and just took it for a brief, I think we're about 5 minutes from the owners. Hopefully this seat is sitting right for this video. First impressions, the car aesthetically is beautiful, silver metallic. Obviously the state body shell looks fantastic. It has the bigger wheels. I think they're 18-inch. I'll have a look. They're not the normal hairpin wheels. They look like they're the original Rover, but they're another style, and they really suit it, like a monoblock. Being the MG rather than the Rover, so you've got more body colour and you've got black trim as opposed to the chrome, and it's very flattering. Again, the shell, it flatters it. Interior's full black leather, front sport seats up front, manual adjustment, grey trim, leather steering wheel. It's the automatic gearbox, V6, so it's the 180 model, which has 174 brake horsepower officially, and made it to the gearbox, which has sport mode and 432. I assume it's a 5-speed potentially. I'll have to have a look at that for you. Drives very well. It is. I've got an engine management light on here, which we're going to plug in when we get home and have a look. It had that when I collected it, so we're aware of it. It seems to be running off a cylinder slightly, but listen, oh, something in the middle of the road. Bloody hell, I need to get that out of the way because that's going to cause an accident. Good brakes. Just shifted a bit there for us, and good steering adjustment. Maybe now I might run down here and do a bit of an Italian tune-up. I've got petrol, and see if that clears it. Because to be quite honest with you, it's everything else looks and feels right about the car. It looks very clean. Digital climate control, of that turned off. You can hear it just does sound slightly like it's off a cylinder, so we'll try and give it a good run. The trip computer here works, but it's pixelated because the lines down it. Typical. I mean, it's just typical of the age of it. You don't want a car that you can do nothing with anyway, so these are all little things that you can do to just improve it yourself. Because quite honestly with this, there isn't an awful lot that you can do to improve it. The owner has basically done the timing belt. It's been replaced, the water pump. It's been serviced. He's had the auto box oil changed. There's new tyres all around. You know, there's brakes all look good there when I had a quick look at them before I picked it or drove off. So I mean, even that looks good. It's annoying a little bit with that, with the running off a cylinder. It's in the sports mode there. I mean, it's urgent enough that it wants to be. It'll be urgent. So off a cylinder or not, it seems to just pick up. Perhaps when it warms up a bit. Really practical. Estate cars are practical, and all the age groups on them. There used to be the thing that it was your granddad or your retired father or whatever would have had one, or I think the comment was like, oh, antique dealers bought all the Volvo estates. Well, no, people buy these now and they're practical. I have a little bit of a rattle as well from the exhaust vibrating off the chassis, so I suggest that that's been adjusted and it's just a bit too close to the floor pan of the car, because on idle you can just hear it going. You can probably hear it. So that's annoying. Another little thing you can do, and I have not got a notion where Dawn's just taken off to. That's very annoying actually, now that we're stopped and idle. I can say that it's not me, I'm in the front. Usually it's my weight that's in the back of things that makes them in the exhaust. But, oh, there she is there, thank God. It isn't me. But for the car, it's January 2004, it's shown just 94,340 miles. It's really nice. Overall, everywhere, it's really nice. Electric windows, 1 works, 2 works, 3 works, 4 works. And we'll have a sunroof, which tilts. And probably slides, but I mean, sure, what do I know? Yep, slides. I better close it because, to be fair, my head's nearly through the thing. I haven't the seat adjusted particularly well for myself. Yeah, I mean, that's brilliant. All the electrics are working. As I said, the dash, the lower dash with the speedometer and the different bits and pieces, temperature gauge, it all works, showing 12.5 degrees. Climate control, I had it on, it works. Cigarette lighter, cup holders, very nice. I mean, as I said, it looks fresher. It's not been a car that's been abused. A Kenwood radio cassette, very period, cassette player in it, and the remote controls aren't hooked up to it, so here in the steering wheel, but you can get that. I think it's just a cable to do that if you wish to do so. But I mean, there's us just trundling along there, 50 miles an hour, and I mean, it's lovely. Brakes are nice. There's no scratching or anything from that there. If you think that what you're going to have to do with a car like this is, well, we'll investigate as best we can with regards to what this engine management light's about. The running off a cylinder thing, plugs, plug leads, anything. I mean, but quite honestly, probably a car that just needs to be used. And that's from my own experience. The exhaust, as we're coming up here now, I'm starting to hear it again. So I suggest that you're going to need that to be adjusted, maybe a couple of rubbers or something like that. And she's really good, that wife of mine, when you think about it. You know, she really is. Pulling in for me and everything. She even bought me a cake. When we stopped at Greg's there, flashing me and everything. That's so decent of her. She doesn't normally do that there. I wonder, does she know that I'm recording here in video and she's trying to butter you all up? Let's see. So, I mean, this was the performance version. I suppose for the more youthful market, the ZTT and the MG range generally in these anyway. Strangely, I was the older person from, I was young, I think I must have been about 60 when I was 18, so I always hankered after the Rover cars with the chrome, but I appreciate a nice clean anything today. So when I picked this up and I went, yeah, that's lovely, I could use that. I would enjoy driving that, and it actually is, it's lovely. A couple of little annoying things, but it wouldn't be a classic car if there wasn't something annoying about it. And it's character, remember, that's all it is, it's character. It starts in the key, one key with it, there's a second key, but it doesn't have the immobilizer in it, so you can use that for opening the doors, that's all it came with. But the remote key works, it opens and locks off the remote, central locking, and listen, it's 2004, so what's it, 18 years old? So we're modern classic territory here, and these got to a stage where price-wise that they were throwaway cars. And unfortunately, people did just that. They threw them away. I mean, listen, even when Rover were selling them off new, unsold vehicles from the factory, they were essentially throwaway. They were only going for a few £1,000s at the end. So they've had that sort of like, they're not worth an awful lot of money attitude about them. However, again, the clever folks have caught on and went, yeah, there's something about these, and that V6 engine and the practical, stylish body shape looks good, goes well. I can fit my family in it, I can fit my dog in it, I can fit my lifestyle in it. But a decent, low mileage, sound, any example is going to be good value for money to buy, and equally it's going to be worth a few quid. First impressions walking around this here when I looked at it, there's a little bit of it looks like a reaction in the paint on the passenger side rear door, but the size of my hand. You could probably flat and polish that. It's like the top surface of lacquer, something's just reacted to it. But being silver, you barely notice it. You know, it was pointed out to me, and I had a properly look at it again to see what I was looking at. Some nice houses here too, mind you. It's development. I love the stonework. Reminds me of home, the dry stone walls. Home being Northern Ireland. Not Gainsborough. Probably dry stone walls are too, mind you. In this example, you've got a car that does drive quite fine, actually. As I said, other than that exhaust rattle, I'm not hearing any bangs or crashes from the suspension. The brakes are nice and strong and firm and progressive. There's no scraping from them, there's no whining from them. I still have the engine management light. I still feel a little bit of a hesitancy, but the revs are sitting, here we are, 50 miles an hour, revs are sitting constant at 2000 RPM. That's not bad going, and we're in back roads here, up and down through the gears, tractor pulling out. So it's doing a good job, you know. But this is a fine little car, and it isn't particularly little, but I'm comfortable. The big bolsters fit my big ass, and my back's being caught here between the two bolsters, so that's impressive in itself. Usually these sports seats grip me in lots of different ways that, well, it ends up hurting more. This is quite supportive, actually. Steering wheel isn't a big steering wheel, which is nice as well, so you know it feels nice in your hands, not oversized like you're driving a bus. And you know, you look down the bonnet here and it's clean, the windscreen isn't all chipped, paintwork isn't all chipped in the bonnet. The car just generally gives a really good impression when you're viewing it. To me it drives fine. Airbag on the driver's side, airbag in the passenger front, electric sunroof, pointed that out. Lots of space in the back seats there, which I didn't think there was. This is a pre-facelift car, probably one of the last of the pre-facelift cars, because there were 2004 is the year that they made the one-piece headlights, and this still has the two round headlights, which again it harks back to the old round headlights on the MGs. And a lot of these ones were diesels, as the owner pointed out to me as well. A lot of the Rover 75s and the ZTs were the BMW diesel, and again, or the 4-cylinder diesel or whatever else, I think it is a BMW diesel. It was of the moment. We were getting diesels rammed down our throats in the early noughties, that was what to go for. You need to get a diesel, and they made these high performance, high MPG Euro 3 or Euro 4 diesel engines off the BMWs to put them into the Rovers, and fair enough, BMW owned the place, so you know that made sense that that's what they were doing. And people, when you think of a classic car or a modern classic, you think of brakes are good. You think of petrol engine. You don't necessarily think of a diesel. That's a nice colour, that there. Weird looking Beetle, but nice. It was quite funny though. The owner was talking about the different features, and we were both talking about the different aspects of the cars we were looking at it. And jokingly he said, I'm at my bad back. And you know, you think about this with people, there's a regret always when they get rid of cars that they love. And he didn't intend to sell it. It's just circumstances, isn't it? It's just life. I've been there too many times myself, so I understand. But it was lovely when we did talk about it, because you don't often hear people comment that, you know, it's not for now, but in the future I'll get another one. Because usually people are like, oh, I've had my time with that and the car's gone, and because they're feeling down about it, about the sale, and you know, it's a reluctant sale, and if somebody's glad to see it go, they turn on their heel and they're back into the house and they're away. Which, there you go, but this definitely wasn't one of those. It was definitely a reluctant sale, but it's lovely that he had that optimism about him as well, to say that, you know, there will be another one on another day. I'll get my chance with one again. It's also a good sign about this car that it wasn't a problem thing to him. It was a car that he would want again. Mind you, at this stage I'm tempted to sort out that rubber bush and that exhaust, because that's driving my crackers in. Mind you, it's only when we actually slow down to the junction nearly to a stop, so, and then the roads being a bit crap, potholes as they are, it's a bit clattery. But in terms of price, the auction on the 14th, this will be going up starting at 99p with a reserve. It's not a no reserve car. It will be available to buy, so you can buy it and have it away. Obviously the car is, you're buying it as seen. It's a classic vehicle. It has its foibles. Very welcome to inspect it. Very welcome to come down and get on the ground, crawl all underneath it, and have a good look all around it. And you can start it. You can drive it around the yard. We will plug it in and we'll see what we can see with regards what that engine management light's about. If you're a buyer for an MGZ TT Plus 180 2.5 V6 automatic tourer, I think that's the full name, on a 2004 53 reg, then this could be the car for you.